Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for clicking on this video. In this video, we are going to learn how to make this applique and bling shirt. Now, if that is something you're interested in, do keep on watching. Are in Silhouette Studios Business Edition. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the text that I want this design to say. So I'm going to go to my left and I'm going to click on the A, which has a vertical bar right here where I'm hovering. I'm going to click on it. Then I'm going to click anywhere on my canvas. I'm going to type the word. Now when I type the word blessed, I'm going to hover over it and drag my mouse over just to give it a little size. This is not the font that I'm going to use. So to change my font, I'm going to go to my right toolbar where you see this A and a small a. Yours might look a little bit different depending on what version you're using. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to use this font called Girls Lover. And I'm going to just stretch it out a little bit because I don't want it to be too close to each other. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go down to my bottom where it says character spacing, and I'm going to just toggle between up just to give it a little space, because what you need to understand is that this is what we're going to use for the embroidery. So you want to have a satin border around it. It's gonna take up some space. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to drag my text down. This is about 4 inches. And because this is not an accurate size, I'm just going to duplicate this and I'm going to right click and I'm going to go down where it says convert to path. What convert to path does is that it gives you an accurate size of what you're working on. Now with this text is I want it to be a little bit longer, about 3 inches, and I'm going to make it about, say, 10 inches, because you have to understand also that you're going to put rhinestones around this, so you have to be mindful of the size that you are working with. Okay, so now that I have this is going to represent my embroidery. I am going to put some offsets around this font so that I could make my scatter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on my font. Right now I'm 3 inches high and 10 inches wide. I'm going to go over to my left where you see this star within a star. You're going to click on it. That's your offset panel. And the first offset that I'm gonna click on, I'm going to do the offset that goes around the word. I'm not gonna do the one that goes inside the word. I'm gonna do the one that goes around. So I'm gonna click on it and it's gonna default to 0.125. I'm going to change it just a little bit to about 0.140. Okay, and I'm gonna press apply. Now when I press apply, I'm going to, without clicking off, I'm gonna go up to object and I'm going to make that a compound path. Now when I am going to put some color on this, because I know sometimes you don't really see it, so I'm going to put a color on the blessed. So let me do black. Okay, let me put some color there because I don't want you to not understand what I'm doing. And then for the offset that I just created, I'm going to put another color. So I'm gonna put red, and then I'm going to take the line off. Remember, there's always a line that you basically don't see, but it's there. Okay, so this is the first offset that I'm going to do. I'm going to select that red, and I'm going to just open my rhinestone panel. You could get the rhinestone panel two ways. You could go up here where it says panels, and you're going to click on that, or you could get it from the side here where you see this round thing that looks like a gem. So I'm going to click on the rhinestone panel, and I'm going to take it to the side because actually we're going to use this and the offset. So I'm going to ensure that my offset is also open. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to on the red area, with the red area selected, I'm going to click on edge. When I click on edge, it's going to default to a 0.39. It depends on what you want at this point, to be honest, but I'm just going to make that one a little bit tighter. I'm going to make it 0.15 for the first one, just because I want it a little bit tighter. Now what I'm gonna do with that same offset selected, which is the red, I'm going to put another offset. So I'm going to click on offset, and it's gonna default to a 0.140 because that's what I used before, but I'm gonna change it to a 0.170. Okay, and I'm going to go back here where you see the rhinestone spacing, and I'm going to change it back to a 0.139 or 38. It doesn't matter which one you use, it just depends on what you're looking for. Now that I have my offset being 0.170 and my spacing at 0.39, what I'm going to do, I am going to keep adding offsets. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add about maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 would be too big, but 4 offsets. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna click on the offset, I'm going to press apply, then I'm going to click again 2 times, apply, click again, apply, and I'm not sure if I want to make it, I'm gonna click one more time and apply. Okay, I'm going to zoom up because I wanted to see what I'm doing. Okay, so for this first offset, which is the green, which is the red, I think I'm going to leave it tight around the word blessed for now, because when I've tried this multiple times, and the issue that I have with this project is the push and pull, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit more, and we're going to see if this works better when I use that amount, because this is appliqué. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to this first, let me zoom out just a little bit. I'm gonna go to this first, I'm gonna call it the first set of offset from the red, and I'm going to click on it. And what I'm gonna do, I'm going to toggle on the spacing. Now you could decide however you want your spacing to be, however you want your yours to be. I'm just going to randomly put some spacing. For the first one I did 0.125. For the second one I'm going to make it a little bit more. Remember, I clicked on the first one, then I clicked on the second one, so I did 0.25 for the second one, and then I'm going to click on the third one, and I'm going to make it about 0.100, I think. You just have to figure out the look that you're going for. This is all you, I'm telling you, this one is all you. I'm gonna click on the fourth one, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. And then the last and final one, I hope you can see what I'm doing because the color is not there, but the last and final one, I am going to make it a 0.125. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom out for you to see what I have. Now this is what I have. I am kind of okay with it. Let me see if I toggle here. Okay, I like that one better. All right, so I am okay with this. Now the important thing for you to do now is you need to ask yourself, what size you really want this to be, because at this point no stones have been released and you can always go ahead and manipulate the size. But I'm gonna leave my size like this, but I'm going to take out the word bless. Now it is important that you do not resize the word bless. Now right now our size is a 10.045. You're going to make note of that size because you're going to need it when you make the embroidery part. So this is 10.045 by 3.168. Okay, so you're going to make note of that. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this out the way because we are going to use that again. But let us just finish with the rhinestone part. Now I'm just going to put a color on all of it for you to see. Okay, I'm going to take off the color. So I made everything one color because that's what I want it to be one color. Now what I'm gonna do, this is about 12 inches. I'm okay with that because I'm gonna put this on a large shirt, an extra large shirt, maybe even a bigger one. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to first release the stones. So I'm gonna click on everything and I'm going to press release stones. And now what you could go ahead and do, you could take away stones if you want. So for example, stones that like are inside, I could delete those ones if I don't want them there. I'm just going to delete the stones that are on the inside. All those little stones, I'm gonna delete them. Remember also that your size is gonna change. So I deleted the ones that are on the inside. And because we are not, you could also change the stones, move around the stones however you want them to be. I'm just going to go back and just group everything. So I toggle over all the stones, ensure that all the stones there's a little box around it. I'm going to right click, I'm going to press group. After I group it, I am going to make it a compound path. So I'm gonna go ahead, click on it. I'm going to make it a compound path. The color will go away depending on if you you didn't choose a different color. Sometimes you see another color, it's because you clicked on it to say that that is the default color. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to click on another color for you to see. I'm going to take the line off. Now this is the one that we're gonna go ahead and we are going to cut it out with our Cricut. So I'm gonna save this as an SVG file. So I'm gonna go here to File, Save Selection. I'm gonna save to hard drive. I'm gonna save it as Blessed Rhinestone. I'm gonna save it as Blessed Rhinestone Embroidery. I'm gonna save it as an SVG. So you're gonna click on that drop down, save as an SVG, and you're gonna press OK. Okay, so this one is saved. Now we're gonna go ahead and get the blessed, which is this. Remember, don't change the size. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to save it also as an SVG. Okay, I'm gonna press OK. So right now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take you into Embrilliance. I'm gonna open Embrilliance. And what we're gonna do, we are going to work on this file. Now, this is Embrilliance software, and what I'm gonna do, I'm going to press create. Then I am going to go ahead and grab the file that we just created, which is the blessed. So I'm gonna click on vector, and I am going to find this. This is the file. I'm gonna open it. Okay, this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to change my hoop size. So I'm gonna go up here where it says preference, and I'm going to use my multi hoop because that's the biggest size I have. I'm gonna press rotate, and I'm gonna press OK. All right, so when it comes in, the file comes in, it is going to come in without stitches. You are going to go ahead and make it into stitches. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I am going to select everything. Okay, you know it's all selected here, and I am going to go up to where it says stitch, and I am going to make it a run stitch. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make it a run stitch. Now what I'm gonna do for these little pieces, the B, if you look over here on my objects panel, you see that the B, they're not grouped, and the D, they're not grouped. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to group those. So I'm gonna click on it, press the first one, press shift and hold on both of them, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to create, I'm going to go out to outline, and then I am going to go to combine holes. So now you see that this right here, the B is 1. I'm going to do the same thing with the D. So I'm going to click on the D, I'm going to click shift, I'm gonna press run, I'm gonna go up to view, I'm gonna go up to, I'm gonna go up to create, I'm gonna go out to outline, and then I'm going to combine holes. All right, now to make this into an applique design, we are going to, first we did the run stitch, we created our letters into run stitches. Now what we're going to do is we are going to duplicate this. So I'm going to click on all the letters on my canvas. I'm going to go up to where my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th icon up the top, that's copy. I'm going to copy it, and the next one is paste. Now when you paste it, it's gonna paste with the same colors. You don't want that, so I'm going to go to colors, and I'm going to, that's where my properties, I'm down at the properties now, right here where it says properties. I'm going to click on black because I don't need it to be black, and I'm going to just gonna change it to another color, because what you need your machine to stop each time. And I'm also going to change that run from a single run to a double run. Okay, and I'm going to make it the millimeters a little bit less, so I'm gonna do 2 millimeters. Why? In case I want to use this with fabric, then I'll be able to cut it and it will not unravel. Okay, so now that I have the run stitches, so I have the first run stitch, then I have the second run stitch. Now I'm going to make another duplicate, so I'm going to paste again because I already have it copied. I'm going to paste again. You notice it comes in as a run stitch. I'm going to change that run stitch to a satin border. So here I have a satin border, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change my satin border color. I'm gonna change the color. I don't like that black. I'm gonna change it to a different color. I'm gonna click on it and I'm just gonna use a different color. I'm gonna click on purple, I guess, and then I'm going to go over back to my properties where it says satin border. I'm going to click on it and I'm gonna change my width because I like my satin borders to be a little bit thick. You don't have to, yours is gonna default to 3.5. I'm just gonna change mine to a 4 millimeter. And this is what you have. So in Silhouette Studio, when I was telling you that you need to give it space in between, this is reason why, because when you put that satin border around it, you don't want them to be, you know, butting together. It's just gonna give you more work and you don't want that. So this is also ready, but before we do anything, I'm going to click on everything. The run stitch, we're gonna click on the first run stitch, the second run stitch, everything. We're just going to highlight every single thing. See, if you look over here, everything is highlighted, and I am going to change the size. Right now, remember our size that we made it into Silhouette Studio was a 10.045 by 3.168. Now the size that we have is a 10 and 3/16, which is, let me do the math. 3/16 inches is so 3 divided by 16 is a 0.175. So it means then that our width has increased from 10.045 to a 10.1875. Now I don't want it to increase, so I'm going to resize it. I'm going to resize back this file with the satin border being a 10.045. The reason why I'm doing it this way, it's because I want it to be able to fit the rhinestone when I embroider it. The rhinestone, they have to fit. So what I'm gonna do, I am gonna go and resize the design. So I'm going to do, I went and I clicked on create. Okay, so go up here, click on create, and then it's gonna show you inches and millimeter. I'm going to change that 10.116. I'm gonna put 10.045. I'm going to ensure that this is unlocked. I'm gonna unlock it, and then for the height, I'm going to put 3.168. Now that is the same height that we did in Silhouette Studio. So I'm going to click on it again. I'm going to go ahead and put that because it didn't go, so it's 10.045, and then the height is 3.168, and I'm gonna press enter. All right, so now this is ready for us to send to our machine for it to stitch out, and then I'm gonna cut out my rhinestones, and we are going to stitch out this design. So I'm going to ensure that this is center in the hoop, so I'm gonna go to utilities and I'm gonna press center in hoop. It is centered. Ensure that you always center your design, guys. This is important. I'm also going to go to utilities and I'm going to do a color sort. Okay, I'm gonna press new view. So you click on color sort. I'm going to press new view. Okay, if you look over here on the objects property, you'll see that you have 3 different colors. See that? You have the first one, which is the black, the second one, which is our tack down, and the third one, which is our run stitch. Now what I'm going to do, we are going to save this as a stitch and working file, and then I am going to embroider this and show you how it works. Okay guys, so I went ahead and I cut out my rhinestone template. Now if I have to show you all the steps to cut out the rhinestone template, this video is gonna be way too long, so I'm gonna link a video right up here where I made a detailed video in where you could cut rhinestone templates with your Cricut. You're going to need cutaway stabilizer. I'm using Richword. I'm gonna put a link to everything that I've used in this video. I'm also using thread from Richword. I'm gonna put a link. I'm using rhinestones, hot fix rhinestones. I'm using glitter, and I'm also using a t-shirt. This is Gilden heavy cotton. I only have 2XL, so that's what I'm gonna use today. All right, so now let's get started. All right guys, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find the middle of my shirt. I'm gonna use my heat press and make a crease so that I could be able to hoop this straight enough. Okay guys, so I went ahead and made the crease. What I'm gonna do, I'm going to flip my shirt over on the wrong side. And this is not a thorough hooping video because my goal is just to show you how to do the bling and the rhinestone. So if you struggle with hooping or embroidery, the embroidery part, just refer to one of my videos. But this is not an in-depth teaching on hooping. So I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna hoop this, and then I will show you what to do next. Now remember, when you're doing this, you're gonna have rhinestones around it, so be careful not to take it down make it too high up here, or else you're gonna have rhinestones sitting up there. So my print is gonna be somewhere here, so I'm gonna work with it that way. Okay guys, so I have everything set up and I'm going to start embroider. First thing is my placement. Okay guys, so it's embroidering, so I'm gonna brush in the rhinestones. Today I'm using blue flare. So this is blue flare. It has a little bit of purple in it, and that's why I wanted to use it. You could use something that's more lighter. Maybe I'll just use this light purple, but I'm gonna go with blue flare. Okay, so you just need, I'm gonna do blue flare. So I'm gonna just brush in these stones. You'll know that you did it correctly if your stones they just go into the holes without any problems. Okay guys, I brushed in the stones. Now I'm gonna transfer them. Guys, the embroidery is finished. I'm going to take off the glitter. That is pretty by itself. Okay. Sure that you take out the pieces that are inside. So I'm just using my tweezer to get out the inside pieces. Okay, so I finished doing the blessed. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take it off my hoop and I'm going to cut off the excess stabilizer. Now be careful, I like cutting it this way. See, it's okay. So I left a lot of space here, but you could avoid all of that by putting it up a little bit more. I don't think it's gonna matter if with the bling part, but I would, next time I'm gonna take my blessed a little bit further up, maybe around here, so I'll hoop around there. So this is what we have. I'm going to press this down first because I want the glitter to stay flat. Now I love the font. The font is pretty awesome. All right, so now we are going to see if our rhinestone fit perfectly. Okay guys, so I went ahead and I did my press down the glitter. Now I'm going to put the rhinestones over. Okay guys, so at this point I realized that it was not fitting because the rhinestones are bigger than the embroidery, even though we made them the same size. Now the reason for this is the pushing and pulling of the rhinestone design. What I did to make it better was I pressed in sections. No, I thought I was recording this part and I was like, no, Jesus, I did not record it. It wasn't turned on. But what I did was that I pressed the middle first. So if you look at it, you'll see that the middle is the part that really fit perfect. And then the outer part where you see that B, that's the part that was really big. So what I did, I used my mini heat press and I pressed in from the inside to the outside and then it fit. Guys, I thought I was videoing what I was doing. Oh my God. But guys, what I had to do was I had to use my mini heat press to do this. I did the middle. Oh god, I can't believe I wasn't filming. But I had to do the middle and then stick those rhinestones. Then I had to move over to the other side and put those rhinestones, and then I had to shift it over on this side and put those rhinestones using the mini heat press first. Oh my god, I wasn't filming. Oh lord. Guys, I thought I was filming. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. But when I put the rhinestone template over the embroidery, it wasn't fitting. Now this is what I did to make it fit. I took out my mini heat press, right? This is it. And I started from the middle and I matched up this portion first with the rhinestones, because this portion right over here was too big. It was too big. So I had to do the middle, the rhinestone stick. So I use this and it stick to the shirt. Then I had to move it because now this part was too big. It was all the way over there, so I had to move it now to the part where I want it, and it fit properly. If you look at it, you see that it fit properly right here. When I did this part with the mini, I had to take the transfer again and I had to move it over to this side. I can't believe I wasn't filming. Oh my god. I had to move it over to this side and fit them. And what I noticed was that it did fit perfectly. The problem was the embroidery. I don't know how to explain it. It's like it shifts to a different location, and I'm sure, absolutely sure, it's because of the pushing and the pulling of the embroidery. But when I put everything back together, you notice it fits. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna heat my heat press and I'm going to give it another press because I don't trust the mini to give it that final press. So I'm gonna press it down. Okay guys, so this is the final result. Guys, I had to basically do it in sections in order for it to fit back, and that's I will. All right, so what I'm gonna do, since I was filming that part, I'm going to do a live video explaining this part of it, how to put it together, because I'm telling you, it's not for the weak. I'm telling you, this is not for the weak. All right guys, so this is the final result. Let me know what you think and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye. It's so cute.